What is going on with the music? It's not even playing. Okay. We're gonna get right into this. Give me a second. Apparently, we can't have like shit anymore. Um, so for those who have not been here yesterday, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna start off by saying we're talking about like pro shipping and anti shipping because a lot of the discourse gets um kind of lost in translation. I don't think that's even the proper word. Uh I've been eating a little bit. Sorry, I got the munchies. But we're going to be going over this video by Sarah Z, and it's called Fandom's Biggest Controversy: The Story of Pro Shippers versus Antis. I had a little bit of technical difficulties with this stream because for some reason it didn't want to stream today. So let me just get my notepad out. $6:37. So we go to and you know what, let's go here.
Mention Rey at all. It was just about Kylo. It's.
Let's see who hasn't played Heartopia yet. It's an old.
Fuck you, Heartopia. Where's Skip ad?
It still baffles me. It still baffles me to this fucking day. This is just one example of the phenomenon, but it's a pretty good demonstration of how even a basic definition like supports or opposes problematic ships leaves a lot of wiggle room and makes the labels very confusing. That's not the only reason this is the case, and I'll talk more about why I think this is just a bad framework and how it ends up equating a broad range of issues of varying seriousness later, but if you're clicking just to hear me tell you whether I'm a pro shipper or an
Ah, Jesus. I don't get any sleep because of me. But you love me. It's like that one Barney song. I love you. You love me. I up the speed a little bit.
anti, you'll have to be satisfied with the response that I am a tax-paying adult woman, not a member of a fucking fandom war sports team. That being said, despite the labels of pro shipper and anti ostensibly just being about shipping by virtue of their name, these labels tend to be more encompassing than they sound. That is to say, debates between pro shippers and antis tend to not just be about ships themselves, but about all manner of creative content and fan spaces that could be termed problematic for some reason or another. This could include RPF, that is to say, fan fiction written about real people, often band members, athletes, or YouTubers, which is contentious in general, but especially when it features creators who are underage or when it veers into the territory of NSFW fanfiction. It can include things like how villainous characters are treated in a specific narrative, even in the absence of a particular ship. It also includes the treatment of underage fictional characters in general, which again can range from debates over like whether it's okay to have a sex scene between two teenage characters to like very explicit art or fanfiction about characters.
Yeah, I think you're okay. Mix out with you. I make out back. And I make sure to get one of those flavored lip glosses.
to our little kids. I'm sure you can already see how dividing this entire issue about fan spaces into red team and blue team is suboptimal and can very quickly lean into equating those two things. The pro-shipper narrative is usually just that they're minding their own business, trying to exist and do their own thing, but that antis, whom they also sometimes refer to as fan pops, keep coming into their own spaces and harassing them for the art that they make and the shows that they like. Conversely, the anti-narrative tends to be that they're also minding their own business and doing their own thing, but that the preponderance of various flavors of problematic fan works makes fan spaces actively hostile to exist in or just actively worse. Generally speaking, the underlying idea behind the anti-mindset is that fiction has some kind of impact upon reality, or at the very least that we can make moral critiques of fiction. This tends to manifest itself in one of two ways. There's the consequentialist approach, which suggests that there are direct negative consequences that emerge from the creation and consumption of problematic fan material. Let me again restate that I think anti and pro-shipper are bad labels, which I'll elaborate more on later, but part of that is of course that problematic fan material can mean all manner of varying things upon which we actually are allowed to have differing opinions beyond having all our views sorted into two camps. Nevertheless, let's just stick with this framing for now. So this consequentialist approach might suggest, for example, that not safe for work fanfiction or fan art about two underage characters might be used to harm real children, or that fanfiction about real people might harm their relationships between each other if it gets spread around. Generally speaking, proponents of this consequentialist approach can point to examples of works of fiction that have had some kind of direct impact on the real world. The most common example given in these argument spaces is the impact that the movie Jaws had on stoking mass fears of shark attacks and thus encouraging real-life cullings of shark populations. There's also the principled approach, which is to say that even where these works don't directly lead to other utilitarian harms, they can be, in and of themselves, just morally bad. If this is confusing to you, one common example that illustrates the limits of consequentialist thinking is the example of cheating on your partner and getting away with it. The idea is that even if you did not cause any direct harm to your partner, they never found out about it, it never harmed your relationship, etc., we would still generally consider cheating on your partner to be an innately morally wrong thing to do, even in the absence of direct harm being caused to any one person. So, as applied to antis, an anti might believe that even where a real person doesn't see the fanfiction you published about them, publishing explicit fanfiction about real people is just still an innately morally wrong thing to do. Or that horny frisk fan art, even when it doesn't traumatize someone or get shown to a real child, is still in and of itself morally wrong to create. This argument is particularly common when it comes to not people who create quote-unquote problematic art, but instead the people who host it. The existence of popular fanfiction platform Archive of Our Own, or AO3, has become somewhat of a battleground between pro-shippers and antis, with antis frustrated that the platform has virtually no moderation standards against problematic work, ranging all the way.
Something I want to share about AO3 is that recently people are calling for written works featuring underage characters to be censored, or the underage tag to be removed entirely. AO3 in America, AO3 is an American hosted site, meaning that it follows American laws or United States laws. And this gray area between between the obscenity laws is that written works are somehow okay, but visual is not. Again, that is a flaw on the United States justice system for not catching that kind of loophole. So unless it's deemed equally as same as visual depictions, they're not going to do anything about it because they're following the law. There's no reason for people to be censored. What you can do is filter out the work you don't like. Me, I filter out anything with incest or involving underage. Because I can scream from the rooftops how I don't like this, now it shouldn't exist on a platform, but it's ultimately the platform's decision.
From things like RPF to even hate speech or even just spam. There was one particular incident that was pretty big a few months ago where there was this fan fiction that had this massive list of tags, and it seemed to just solely exist to clog up the website for people, and it was tags upon tags upon tags, and people were clamoring for AO3 to do something and moderate, and finally eventually they responded to it by letting you block works from specific creators. But it was kind of a good example of where AO3 is no, we need to be a free and open space, versus people's no, this is making the website actively worse kind of come together. So meanwhile, pro shippers tend to be particularly defensive of the site, excited that a mostly unmoderated space that promotes creative freedom exists. exists, especially for those who have existed in fan spaces like LiveJournal or even just fanfiction.net, where explicit works are often banned and or purged. The pro-shipper argument tends to be based on a few general principles. The first is, simply put, fiction is not reality. This argument contests the impact that fictional works can have on reality, typically asserting that pieces of fiction either have no impact on the real world or that their impact is negligible. Generally speaking, people will argue that fiction reflects the real world rather than influences it, and that therefore there are very few, if any, real harms that come from people making, say, romantic fan content about toxic relationships. The second primary pro-shipper argument posits that people are generally responsible for their own consumption of content online. This is especially touted in response to arguments about AO3. The idea is that because these platforms require you to seek out problematic art, you are implicitly consenting to seeing that kind of art, and as a result, you are by and large solely responsible if that art supposedly harms you. Basically, if you clicked on a fanfiction where siblings get together, you can't therefore claim to be harmed by reading a fanfiction where siblings get together because you know what you signed up for. Dead dove do not eat.
Google no! Bad Google. Oh, Michael's too. This is a great representation of, like, not just Dead Dove, but a lot of horror spaces, because okay, let's say this is like Boyfriend to Death, or T-Poth, or Yukemet. It warns you what it is. You can't complain if you consume something that you know warns you about certain things.
I don't know what I expected.
Both this and fiction is not reality tend to be touted in response to the consequentialist argument from antis and not the argument of innate morality. These points don't directly address whether problematic fan content can be morally good or bad in and of themselves, rather just focusing on their real-world impact. But of course, there's still kind of that implicit claim that problematic ships don't hold any innate moral weight. The final argument tends to focus generally on creative freedom as an innate good. Oftentimes, this takes the form of comparing antis to a variety of historical pro-censorship movements, or simply noting that the type of art antis oppose can be the same kind of art that's historically been censored. And indeed, there is historical precedent for literature considered trash or smut to be banned or burned in a variety of contexts. The idea here is that the ability for people to write whatever they want, draw whatever they want, ship whatever they want, and publish whatever they want online is innately good, and that trying to take that away is dangerous. Both of these in-groups have their own internal conflicts over the boundaries of their own identities from time to time, which I'll get more into later, and they also tend to have their own like slang, aesthetics, and stereotypes about what each group looks like. For example, the ant emoji is pretty commonly used to refer to antis in pro-shipper spheres on Twitter, and this particular
I gotta find it real quick, because this is a great example. I'm gonna have to check Twitter. Twitter. I don't know why it's being a little unique. The I gotta find this, so give me a second. Oh wow, everything is breaking all at once. Now I'm trying to open these images in a new tab. Okay, I'm not finding it. Ah, here it is. Now, as far as I know, these were made by kids. That's why I'm not pulling up the original, but instead, the image. You know, if everything doesn't break all at once. But this is Proship-chan, and it looks like a different can of worms. But notice the ant imagery. The ant antennae, the ant right here. So you got like those like anti-ship dog whistles, but this looks like a cockroach. Yeah, it kind of does a little bit, which says a lot there. And this is Pro Ship Chan. Like the exact opposite. This one kind of gives me the creeps. And I think it's because, like, I don't think I need to say it. Okay, where's the Dead Dove one? No one's made the Dead Dove one. I hate that I like the hair. Steal the hair. Steal the hair, JJ Bun Bun. I'm gonna have to make the Dead Dove one because I would pull it up without it breaking. I'm pro dad with the milk and 6 on this one. Yeah, this is the most terminally online thing a lot of people can do. But as far as I know, these were both made by kids, so I can't really hate. Steal the hair. Snatched. Yes, stealing the hair. Yeah, the dog one dog. It reminds me of Sour Strap. It does. Oh, hang on. Hang on. I think they're called like sour belts over here. Sour belts. We're gonna see if it's called like sour belts. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Rainbow sour belts. Oh no, that's cursed. Wait, would that imply that the hair is somehow edible? But yeah, we're gonna need like a dead dove chan.
combination of emojis right here, rainbow meat, is often used to denote pro-shippers. Rainbow meat originated from the Hannibal fandom, as shown
let's share a sour belt, kind of like that Lady in the Tramp scene where they're sharing spaghetti and they meet in the middle.
known for its toxic and fascinating relationship between villain cannibal Hannibal and criminal profiler Will Graham, whom Hannibal takes on as his patient. It's basically a way of denoting both queerness and pro-shipperness. Besides things like slang and emoji codes, there are also general perceptions about who tends to belong to each group. The general understanding of these issues is that antis tend to be teenagers and pro-shippers tend to be adults. This isn't necessarily always actually true, but it's more so that this is how the issue tends to be perceived in these fan spaces. As a result, a lot of pro-shipper circles tend to include a kind of performative hatred for teenagers and also just children in general. A common insult towards so-called antis is calling them Puritans, which I'll at least give them credit for a very good pun. Lots of times, arguments
Oh my gosh, that is. I'm getting like war flashbacks too. I fear sometimes I accidentally use pro ship emojis when I do my silly emoji combos. Yeah, because a lot of the emoji combos get co-opted by like a little bit of weirdos. But there's someone I know who's technically not pro ship but com ship. Because I typically don't have a lot of issues with pro shippers as long as you're not pedophiles. I don't give a damn. I give a damn if you are a pedophile because danger to children. Sorry. I'm eating garlic cheese bombs. They taste so good. This is my breakfast and my lunch. But there's someone I know who's like kind of com shipper, right? Second they came out as a com shipper, everyone and their mama started dogpiling this guy. And I'm like, yo, they're chill. What the fuck? Like, I barely go on that profile anymore, so I kind of don't really have a lot to say in regards to this person anymore.
between pro-shippers and antis include some kind of line about how no one is parenting the youths these days and how back in my day we had to walk up to LiveJournal to get our fan content, uphill both ways, in the snow. This one particularly memorable tweet on the subject referred to antis as, and I quote, little minor shit beasts. A general axiom in these circles is that a lot of pro-shippers are women who resent the expectation that they have to be maternal or looking out for children, and so they will often very emphatically state that they have no responsibility to look out for the well-being of kids online, or, at the very least, make their own fandom spaces child-friendly.
Nicotine addiction is.
Oh my gosh, stop. There's just so many ads nowadays.
Once again, this can range from simple statements like, adults deserve to have their own spaces online where they don't have to make child-friendly content, all the way to statements like, if you're a child and you see something online that's not child-friendly, that's your own fault and you should get over it. Conversely, fandom mom tends to be a derisive term that antis use against pro-shippers. It's not just a thing in pro-shipper and anti circles, but it did gain a lot of prominence there and tends to refer to an adult woman in fandom who designates herself as some kind of trustworthy authority figure on fandom matters, cultivates an audience of young fans, and then interacts with that audience in some kind of inappropriate way, often by
I don't know if Sheaton's still in the chat. Sheaton, who does this remind you of? Because this is reminding me of someone I really don't plan on making like any content about. because she's a miserable old hag. I gave in, and what? Bought premium. I hate ads. Rewind a bit.
content all the way to statements like, at the very least, make their own. Very of pro shippers are women who resent the expectation that they have to be maternal or looking out for children, and so they will often very emphatically state that they have no responsibility to look out for the well-being of kids online, or at the very least make their own fandom spaces child-friendly. Once again, this can range from simple statements like, adults deserve to have their own spaces online where they don't have to make child-friendly content, all the way to statements like, if you're a child and you see something online that's not child-friendly, that's your own fault and you should get over it. Conversely, fandom mom tends to be a derisive term that antis use against pro-shippers. It's not just a thing in pro-shipper and anti-circles, but it did gain a lot of prominence there and tends to refer to an adult woman in fandom who designates herself as some kind of trustworthy authority figure on fandom matters, cultivates an audience of young fans, and then interacts with that audience in some kind of inappropriate way, often by either being creepy or just spending a lot of time arguing with teens online. Blossom from my TJLC.
Did you get all that? This reminds me of a certain someone who recently deleted her Twitter account. I do hear someone sounding like Psy. Psy shittles. It does sound like something. Oh my god. Psy Diddles is a fandom mom. Holy shit. Hold on. This is 4 years old. This ended up telling the future. That's kind of funny.
Video who I believe actually self-identified as a fandom mom might be an example of this.
This is quite literally the stupidest, pettiest load of pedantic drivel directed to killing the fun and happiness of kids enjoying themselves on the internet that I've ever read in my life.
As a result, you'll of course get a lot of arguments as to whether this is a useful term or whether it's simply ageist and sexist toward adult women. We also see a lot of arguments online in these spaces that are framed as being minors versus adults, and although that's not necessarily fully accurate, that tends to be the dominant perception surrounding pro-shippers and antis. As I'm sure you can already tell by now, the whole
Yep, Psy loves her Sunboy Steven Universe. She called a fictional minor her Sunboy. Oh, it's the lady who got into beef with people who own homes. Wait, what? Wait. Yen. Is that actually true? Because that would be so fucking funny. Oh shit. The things you find out about people. Excuse me, what? Excuse me? It's true. Oh no! There's like groups of people you just leave alone. Homestuck drama. I'm gonna have to look it up and she will come up. Okay, this is loading a little bit. I don't want to close the tab. Some reason my internet hates me. Your Wi-Fi dislikes you. What? Sarah, what did you do? Why are we? Why are you getting Homestuck pissed off? It's like the one group of people you don't want to piss off ever. For good fucking reason. And it's not like the fandom's bad. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Fandom good. I heard good things about the fandom. How that even happened? I'm kind of curious. We're going down a rabbit hole. Why is this an hour? She has two really good videos on it. This is 2 hours. The company who own it suck. Yeah, the fandom good. The people who own it are kind of not great. By the way, controversially, uh, I don't like. Is my partner special interest? I know these things. Oh, okay, that's kind of sweet. Hey, due to how long they are, I don't want to get like sidetracked and like get into this too much. Maybe I'll have it as like a special like before Christmas stream where we just go over this Homestuck drama. But for now, we gotta get back to this.
Whole thing is very messy, and the division of pro shipper and anti into these two distinct labels pretty much ensures that the whole thing remains an eternal posting war. And I'm going to tell you more about what that all looks like, provide more critiques of the whole phenomenon, and analyze where this largely comes from. But first, I need to establish to you how absolutely nuts this shipping war has gotten. And in order to do that, I need to tell you a story. It's the story of how an offhanded tweet I made led to a site-wide controversy and also led to me directly influencing Hannibal showrunner Brian Fuller's clothing purchases. And okay, this is going to be a bit nuts, but I promise you this is not just
Huh? I just caught that. I need to rewind that a little bit.
handed tweet I made led to a site-wide controversy and also led to me directly influencing Hannibal showrunner Brian Fuller's clothing purchases. And okay, this is going to be a bit nuts, but I promise you this is not just gonna be like a people were mean to me on Twitter video. I think that this all is an important thing to share for like disclosure and contextualization and just because it's fucking buck wild, but rest assured this entire video is not just going to be a recap of some Twitter drama. Please bear with me here.
Shipgate. And Google coming in clutch to give us, what, our fourth ad, fifth ad? Sixth ad. We're gonna get into Shipgate.
So, okay, this past March 14th, a writer on Twitter made this post that ended up going viral with nearly 300,000 likes and 40,000 retweets. That's likes, not views, so this thing was probably read like millions of times. Basically, the tweet consists of two screenshots of someone with a censored username messaging the original poster saying, "You need to explain to me why you ship these two anime characters when they're both..."
Are you kidding me? Bakudeku. Someone was throwing a fit on Mama. Okay, stay safe, Jack. I need you to explain me your positions before I follow you. Some specific explanations I would like. Do you ship Bakudeku? Because they are underage, and that's not okay even if you aged up. It's also abusive, and I can't be okay with people who like that. Also, I saw some horny Hannibal posts too. Like, this was during when posts were public. Or likes were public, sorry.
Underage, and why you like Hannibal when I'm personally uncomfortable with the Hannibal fandom. The OP asks how old they are, the Anon says they're 15, and the OP is like, well, I don't want to argue with a teenager, the 15-year-old calls them an old bitch, and the writer replies with, be gone, tot. This conversation—
That's not a real conversation! That's not a real conversation! That's not a real fucking conversation. I'm clocking this right now. Not real. Also, grabbing like another drink from under my desk. Hi, Mo!
was posted with the caption, kids on this bird app are getting real bold. It ended up, as I said, getting massive levels of engagement with thousands upon thousands of quote tweets and replies, most of them that I could find in support of this person, talking about how hilariously clever Begone Tot is.
Hang on.
Tweets and replies, most of them that I could find in support of this person, talking about—
I am 100% stealing Begone Tot. That's genius. I like it. I want to use it more often in conversation.
how hilariously clever Begone Tot is, talking about
how is they even old enough to watch Hannibal? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Whole bunch of question marks. I am new to the fandom. What the fuck is RMS / pro shipper?
how the kid is too young to be watching Hannibal anyway, and generally just talking about
Adults on Twitter. Pretty unmean. Kids on Twitter. Please justify your existence in a 5-paragraph persuasive essay. Hi, Nintendo Mail.
about how much they hate children. There are also definitely people in the replies getting mad at the original poster, and those mostly take the form of doubting that the exchange depicted in the screenshot actually happened. Now, as you know, if you've seen one of my videos, I've done a lot of research into fake stories online and the way that they can be used to generate backlash against various marginalized groups. I did a whole video about how one single guy's fake story posts on Reddit were a huge contributing factor to a lot of anti-social justice rhetoric back in the mid-2010s. I've had to look at a lot of these things, and when I saw this exchange, it was definitely setting off alarm bells for a fake post. A lot of the little elements in it just felt too on the nose as a parody to be entirely real. For example, censoring the word horny in a DM for absolutely no reason, which just doesn't make sense. Generally, the reason you would censor the name of a word or a ship in a social media post would be for one of two reasons. Either so that other people can't search for the word and get mad at you, or so that on a platform like YouTube or TikTok, your post won't automatically get detected or blocked by filters. Neither of these apply here, so it seems less like this was an actual conversation between two real people and more like it was somebody parodying the writing style of one of these kids. Things like that.
Every dream has a story. And this is the story of the bonds between generations.
Why? Why this ad? I don't need insurance. Fucking Kate Spade.
Things like that and weird dialogue choices like, I'm a minor, but I'm 15, led me to feel like this whole exchange is setting up to the punchline of Begone Tot. And the whole thing just bears a lot of resemblance to other posts online that have been confirmed to be fake. There's that famous one about a teenage girl who yells at an adult woman in public because she somehow knew the woman shipped Rey and Kylo Ren from Star Wars, and she then
Honestly, this is why I have uBlock on. Sorry, but if it was needed, ads got really, really annoying. Ads do get really, really annoying, but I can't use uBlock on here because
got chewed out by her
this
mom, who
is
also shipped Raylo. It really gives off that same
evil.
energy. Now, I could be completely wrong on this, but to me, this just sets off a lot of alarm bells for fake posts online. The second thought I had was, if this is real, it's kind of, I don't know, a bit childish. It just seems kind of juvenile to be a grown adult proudly publishing screen caps of yourself dunking on children to get validation from other adults who are like, yeah, you go, you tell off that child. Like, yeah, congratulations, you had a witty retort to a literal child and are now getting hundreds of thousands of people praising you for your epic child dunking. Middle schooler destroyed with facts and logic. And that's not to say that if this exchange is real, which I'm suspicious of, the hypothetical child did nothing wrong here. The middle schooler made a shitty comment, which they shouldn't have made. But I also think if you're an adult who proudly revels in your ability to dunk on said child, not just in responding to the messages, but specifically in like posting it online, that reflects kind of poorly on you as a grown-up person. It just feels immature and like you probably should have just blocked them to them. You should
That could have
probably
been
just
worded
them.
short.
So I saw this tweet, which was massively popular and was, as far as I could see at the time that I was responding to it, receiving near universal acclaim. It's since gotten more disagreement, but at the time I was reading this hugely viral tweet and scrolling through all these supportive replies, and the whole thing felt so nuts to me. So I had said, provided this is even real, why even bother responding to an actual child to get into an argument and dunk on them? It's a child, just go do something else, they can't hurt you. And then, maybe Tyler the creator was right about cyberbullying, but only very specifically in the context of adults who forego the block tool in favor of regularly arguing with and feeling aggressively threatened by random middle schoolers. Mind you, if you disagree with this opinion, that's totally fair and I get it. I can see why someone would feel a different way about it. I think there's a conversation to be had about the kinds of responsibilities we all have online, and I got some responses simply saying they disagreed with me, which is totally cool.
It does work on Opera. Then I'll look into it after stream. Hopefully it works. But thank you, Nintendo Man.
Of opinion got pretty nuts pretty quickly on Twitter because it's Twitter. Firstly, I was getting a lot of replies referring to events that very much were not present in that original tweet exchange. Like this one, essentially saying, so we're just supposed to ignore this horrible thing and this horrible thing and this horrible thing if a child does it, which
So when we're sexually harassed, doxxed, sent violent threats, and baited, we're supposed to just ignore it because they're just random middle schoolers.
Which, no, that's not what I said. None of those examples had anything to do with the exchange depicted in the tweet. I got a whole bunch of replies like that. Essentially,
Now hold on.
Not presently on
I'm
Twitter,
gonna
disagreed with me, which is a different
nitpick.
Random middle schooler context of adults who forego the block.
Maybe Tyler the creator was right about cyberbullying, but only very specifically in the context of adults who forego the block tool. Yeah, it does sound like you're saying that. And here's the thing. Adults can be shitty, but kids can also be shitty. Like, as far as I know, Viaki. If anyone knows who Viaki is like a creepy stalker who is like significantly younger than the woman he like stalked, Caitlin Coy. Now, please note that I don't know the allegations against Caitlin Coy. I heard there was allegations, I just don't know which ones. Irregardless of what she did or did not do, you don't stab your fucking device with her name. You don't practically stab her name into your device. That is creepy as fuck. That'd be like telling Caitlin to just block Viaki, even though she was probably being threatened by Viaki. Please note, I do not know the Viaki stuff all that well. I just know the what I could find from like what I've heard was that Viaki was really creepy and fucking weird. I'll probably look into this after stream, and what I'm saying here will probably not age well. But please note, I plan on educating myself later.
Tool in favor of regularly arguing this opinion, the kinds of could have been a lot of replies. So we're just supposed to ignore this horrible thing and this horrible thing and this horrible thing if a child does it, which, no, that's not.
Stage 2.
Free me! Blorp. Blorp. Also, one movie I don't plan on watching. This is like stupid. You need premium. Oh
That's not
god.
what I said.
I don't have YouTube premium money. Or else I would. Or you block. I'll get you block after stream. I promise.
None of those examples had anything to do with the exchange depicted in the tweet. I got a whole bunch of replies like that, essentially boiling down to the fandom drama equivalent of, well, what if a middle schooler murdered someone? Would it be bad to dunk on them then? I also got one very interesting reply saying, it's not just this kid. This kid is a part of a whole group of people that do this regularly and harass artists, writers, and anyone who doesn't fit their ideology with the same mentality. You're saying, they're a kid, so it's okay. We'll only encourage anyone who sees your tweet. Which is just, okay.
Hold on. Okay. Is that the kid from Mitchell's versus the Machines? What the fuck? Okay, I don't know what this emoji combo is. Hang on, where's my phone? It's right in front of me. What the fuck? I'm kind of scared. Hang on. Shipper emoji combos. I think there's like a list of like oh, here it is. Let's see what's ew opinion invalid. Apparently this fucker right here that showed a con. I need to like pull up the emoji combos on stream. Is that the bite of 87? No, it's the Shotokan of March 15th. Ew. Fucking hell. No, stay away from Mitchell versus the Machines, you freak.
They're a kid, so it's okay. We'll only encourage anyone who sees your tweet. Which is just, okay. They're a kid, so it's okay isn't even what I said. It was that, even ignoring the dubious veracity of this tweet, publicly posting your child dunking and soaking up tens of thousands of replies in praise of you is, at minimum, in poor taste. And also just, this is a censored screenshot. No one has any idea who this hypothetical kid is. And so if you're accusing a random anonymous account of being part of a group of coordinated harassers who target artists with warlike precision, you probably don't have a particularly healthy relationship with the internet, especially if you're then applying this bizarre, uncharitable reading of my tweet as some kind of blanket excusing of children committing war crimes or something. I don't know. Like, if you're doing all that, you should probably just go outside. God, this tweet was a mistake. This tweet was a fucking mistake. Because what was very clear to me in my head of this is a fucking insane thing to say with no evidence about this unverifiable child and you should go outside very quickly started to get interpreted as if anyone is experiencing harassment under any circumstances ever, that person should just go outside because no instance of harassment online matters. Somehow. Like, here's someone responding with, if your response to being told that multiple people have killed themselves over online harassment is go outside, you are an utterly vile human being. Which, again,
that was not what was said! That's not what was said! A lot of these fuckers do need to go outside. Oh, I'm being big peened. Damn it. What the fuck? Oh, that's just for a server I'm in.
Multiple people have killed themselves over online harassment isn't what the tweet I was responding to said at all. Like, there's an entire conversation that's just happening completely past me here.
I would have said a lot worse. I would have said a lot worse. I would have said, you need to touch grass and maybe take a shower.
The whole thing was nuts. Like, people would spam go outside at me for months anytime I talked about online harassment of any kind, whether it was toward me or just condemning harassment toward other people. Even now, there's still an entire contingent of people online who seem to just hate follow me and like wait for me to condemn someone being harassed so they can go, well, you told harassment victims to go outside, which, no, like, goddamn, it was a whole thing. Anyway, I replied to
when you need help figuring out.
You told harassment victims to go outside. Proceeds to harass a person for months on end. Pot me kettle. I am still looking into uBlock Origin, or just uBlock. After this, probably gonna be my new best friend, but not one that like I can really talk to about things.
Anyway, I replied to a few other tweets pretty much just saying the same thing I said here, and at one point, I noticed that one of the people responding to me with this barrage of misinterpretation had retweeted this image of a rainbow meat pin with the caption pro shipper that included a rainbow flag and pink triangles. I took a screenshot of the pin with the caption, I don't care about antis or anti-antis or anti-anti-antis or whatever.
OMG, my Courtney's stream thumbnail compressed more than I thought. Oh no! Like, how bad's the compression job? Oh, I'm kind of curious. I'm guessing it's like bad. Like, you barely see the image kind of bad. 'Cause it's all blurry and shit.
Whatever, because
She looks even more cursed! With or without the magenta hair? Because I'm thinking about, like, covering Courtney on my own. I'm probably gonna do that beginning of the new year, if not December. I'm taking deep fried memes for 20 people. Wait, I need to make sure I'm talking deep fried. Oh my god. It's deep fried Courtney Pete.
these are pointless internet terms that can mean almost anything, but can we agree defining your IRL identity by arguments you have with people on Twitter is a sign of being way too online? Then, a lot of people in meat space are asking me questions about my I get into enough fights online to label myself in the real world after niche internet argument positions pins that are already answered by my pin. Then I addressed a typo I made in the original thread. Then I said, holy shit, I didn't even notice the pink triangle. Love to use Holocaust imagery for my I get into online fights and consider this an important enough aspect of my personality to advertise it to people pin. So for
I know they're gonna explain it in a minute, but this goes into like a lot of like the victim mentality that a lot of pro shippers will have, either because they are actual victims or just perceived victims, like shotacons and lolicons who think they're like this oppressed minority or something, when they're not. They're just pedophiles on the internet with a fancy label. Pink triangle is Holocaust imagery associated with gay people. Because it wasn't just the Jewish people that the Nazis were just murdering. No. Overall, it was those that the Nazi Party deemed undesirable in accordance to their master race, which are cis, white, hetero, blonde people with blue eyes. Howdy, y'all. You're just in time for the, paint with the Nazi imagery. Hang on.
For people who don't know, the pink triangle
I gotta
is
rewind.
online of being way too online. Then, can we agree defining your IRL identity?
Okay. See this right here? The pink triangles on either side of the rainbow meet? Yeah, that's Nazi imagery. It's like the more, unnoticeable ones. They're ones you don't, catch, depending on your level of, World War II history. But this person's gonna explain what this even is.
That are already answered by my Holocaust imagery for my I get into online fights and consider this an important enough aspect of my personality to advertise it to people pin. So for people who don't know, the pink triangle is a symbol traditionally associated with gay rights, but it's also inextricably linked to the mass death of gay men in a variety of different circumstances. So content warning, I'm going to talk about its history for a second. Skip to this time code if you don't want to hear about that. It was originally used in concentration camps to mark gay and bisexual men, as well as some trans women, as prisoners. Tens of thousands of these people were imprisoned, and many of them were in fact reincarcerated after being liberated, as it remained illegal to be gay after the end of the war. The triangle started being reclaimed by a variety of gay activist groups in the following decades, but it tended to be an explicit reminder of the mass incarceration and lives lost from gay men, rather than exclusively a general pride symbol. Jonathan Ned Patz, a historian born in 1938 who focuses primarily on human sexuality in a historical context, notes that this was often explicitly a response to the homophobic gay fascism conspiracy theory that incorrectly claims that there was an overwhelming proportion of gay men among Nazis. In Katz's words, the adoption of the pink triangle in the 1970s was primarily a response to the vicious, influential myth created by anti-fascists that Nazis were themselves in some basic way homosexual. That is to say, to both remember the way gay men were persecuted and not to allow them to become scapegoats for the rise of fascism. In history professor Eric Jensen's 2002 contribution to the Journal of the History of Sexuality, he notes the names of two West German gay magazines who, in March 1975, published articles encouraging gay men to make themselves visible by wearing the pink triangle, which it promoted as a symbol of ongoing as well as past persecution. It declared at its conclusion, "Show what happened to gays under fascism. Discrimination is still going on. Wear the pink triangle." So it was reclaimed, but always tied to an explicit reminder of the persecution gay men experienced and continue to experience in Germany. The pink triangle gained more prevalence in the 1980s during the AIDS epidemic, which decimated an entire generation of gay men. AIDS organization ACT UP began using the symbol, turning the triangle upside down, as Jensen puts it, to signal their determination to survive. The most famous instance of this is, of course, the Silence Equals Death poster that prominently displays the triangle, both as a signifier of historical and ongoing oppression and as a form of resistance against it. In the years surrounding these protests, the triangle also begun to be promoted by lesbians, although there existed some debates at the time as to whether queer cisgender women could or should use the triangle as a form of reclamation. There were some attempts among the lesbian community to use a black triangle instead, although it never gained the same prevalence as the pink triangle did. In the years following ACT UP's peak, the triangle remained a popular symbol, and you can find it at a lot of modern pride parades, remaining an indicator of pride, of the memory of gay persecution, and of the community's resolve to survive. So when someone puts the pink triangle on a piece of merchandise to advertise—
Okay. So, with that history in mind, you can kind of see how fucking disrespectful. Yeah, it's downright absolutely disrespectful for people who have probably never seen that kind of prosecution to use a symbol like the pink triangle for dumb internet points. Because you're now associating historical imagery that was originally a Nazi symbol, kind of like the lightning bolts, the swastika, like other imagery that is reclaimed by people, like the famous logo for the band Kiss, who is lightning bolts, and they're able to reclaim that because they're Jewish. Though when they go on like tours and places where imagery like that isn't like allowed to be like reclaimed due to local laws, they change up the imagery so they don't get in trouble. Similar argument can be made for the pink triangle, like due to its significance and its deep history within queer culture and queer history. It is disrespectful to use the pink triangle on pro-shipping merch. I'll be disappointed either way because of how the fuck did we get here? Because we got here because I wanted to cover dumb internet stuff, like internet culture learning stuff, and avoid the Parlo X internet adjacent crap or the Star Giant crap because I just really don't want to like talk about internet adjacent Parlo or Star Giant. But I need to talk about something. So why not? Because, okay, if you want to see like the Parlo internet adjacent stuff, Upblock, Yen, K-Huck are like very awesome and covered it. Like just yesterday, or last night, depending on your time zone, Upblock covered internet adjacent's return video / response to Parlo. I can't even say, of course it was side, because I genuinely believe that either side would be this disgusting. And that's the point, because K-Huck did not cover it. Thank you for the correction, Nintendo Mail. K-Huck did not cover it. But I know, like, Yen and Upblock did, so shout out. I'm watching it at a distance because internet adjacent smells like a clout chasing tool. Of course he would get into some fuck shit. And I'm not even disagreeing with you. I don't know internet adjacent long enough or enough to really make any definitive things against him or Parlo because I'm not familiar with Parlo. What I am going to say is the 17-year-old Zillow, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. You shouldn't be spawn camping a 17-year-old and then trying to get said 17-year-old into a Discord server that's age gated for a reason. Because I kind of learned from it from that fact of internet adjacent trying to get a 17-year-old Zillow into the Opblock server. You know, trying to expedite the age check process and all that. Which, evil shit. K-Huck did recently cover, like, the Scarlet Reaper stuff a little bit, and it's just mostly, a reaction to British Runner Scarlet Reaper video. So, oh, and K-Huck did have British Runner and Ina on her stream last night. So, go check that out. It's awesome. Okay, anyway, let's get back to this.
Advertise their position on an online posting war about pretend people getting together, I find it pretty tasteless. Not only just the flippant way it's used in general, but the way its use here seems to equate the mass losses of 2 generations of gay men to pro-shippers versus antis. Even taking the most negative possible interpretation toward antis, I don't think that's an appropriate comparison to make. And secondly, it ties into the way a lot of pro-shippers, either implicitly or in many cases explicitly, will frame the matter of being a pro-shipper as a gay rights issue. Whether or not you lean more towards being a pro-shipper or an anti, this seems incredibly disingenuous, and it's pretty easy to look online and realize that virtually every single person who has a strong opinion on pro-shippers and antis is a queer person. That's not to say queer people can't themselves act antithetically to their interests, but rather that framing an intra-community posting war between a whole bunch of queer people online as gays versus homophobes, and indeed evoking 2 incredibly charged comparisons with the use of the pink triangle, is in poor taste at very best. Also, as I said earlier, before
Way too charitable, first of all. Second of all, I would say it's more disrespectful than tasteless due to the history of the pink triangle. And if I remember right, do not quote, just correct me if I'm wrong, that imagery kind of came back in its original form thanks to the Trump administration trying to use it. And it got like an uproar online.
before even noticing the pink triangle's use, identifying as an online argument term in the real world and like wearing merch about it is just, you know, kind of cringe and also in poor taste. Like if I went out in public and I was proudly displaying a James Charles opinion haver badge, I just think even without the pink triangle, it's just tacky. But I think the use of the pink triangle is especially noteworthy here because it highlights something that's very potent in this whole shipping war, and that's the common use of extremely emotionally charged language and rhetoric at every corner. Criticizing the judge
Hang on, I need a...
in this whole shipping war, and that's the common use of
Here, cult members branch out from preying on children and violence against queer artists to Holocaust denial. I cannot emphasize how dangerous these people have made themselves to children and society. This must be stopped. And this says, hey, what's up with the purple triangle? Can someone explain this to me? Why this has Holocaust imagery and they're Jewish? This is just a person asking for, like, someone to explain the pink triangle. What the fuck? Mental illness. Showers. All of you. Grab some soap. Grab a sponge. Shampoo and conditioner. I don't want to hear anything from these fuckers until they are squeaky clean and smell like peaches.
extremely emotionally
Or
charged
like
language and
white
rhetoric at every
peaches.
corner. Criticizing the judgment of someone's viral thread about their argument with a child online is the same as defending someone literally murdering writers. Liking cartoon Steven Universe is literally supporting fascism. Like, it's wild, y'all. In any case, this series of threads is really what set things off, and it led to some pretty nuts tweets that I'll give you a glimpse of in a second. Another thing that's worth noting, though, is that some of my friends and colleagues online made some vague references to what was happening. Fellow creator Princess Weeks, who made her own absolutely excellent video on this subject, which I'll link in the description, made a thread saying,
considering the harassment towards BIPOC folks and the constant misinformation and reaching to make targets of prominent online women, it deeply amuses me when people treat shipping, pro and anti, with so much political importance when they literally apply that to nothing else, and to remove all nuance and context, to share fake quotes and facts, to perpetuate harm in order to own people over the right for two white people to kiss. When you marginalize really queer, BIPOC, and marginalized people, for what?
And
Why? So many goddamn ads. You know, where's my sticky notes? Where are the sticky of the notes? Not here. Gosh darn it. McDonald's Part 2, anyone? McDonald's Part 2? I don't know.
and ended up getting some incredibly hostile responses, including a white lady calling her a privileged twat for
Considering the harassment towards BIPOC folks, and it's really distasteful to write off an entire community you don't understand. Jesus fucking Christ, these people with huge follower accounts keep playing the goddamn victim card when they are just privileged. Shut the fuck up, white person. That's what I've got a shitload of free time for me. I would say like there are better restaurants like Culver's or if you have a Steak and Shake in your area, just go get Steak and Shake. They have like beef tallow fries and milkshakes and like nice delicious steak burgers.
for some fucking reason, I don't know. Fellow creator Lindsay Ellis replied with, "I hate fandom." Like, that was it. That was the entire tweet, just, "I hate fandom," and ended up being bombarded with a bunch of tweets accusing her of some absolutely insane shit. Like, multiple people in the quote tweets accusing her of mocking the death of a child, folks
Wait,
calling her a piece of trash.
whoa.
Shit. Like, multiple people in the quote tweets accusing her of mocking.
Why, hello, why are you meowing? I'm right here. I think they all shut down in my area. No! That's evil. That's evil. Every town should have at least one Steak and Shake. I just got whiplash. What the fuck? This is not okay, Lindsay. People have been harassing to sewer slide over their fan creations very recently, and now needless and horrific accusations are being weaponized against queer people using their own symbols in our creation. Using our own symbols in our creation.
The death of a child, folks calling her a.
I remember thinking Lindsay Ellis was a piece of trash for something else, but I couldn't remember what. This isn't up for me, TBH. God damn. I'm sorry. I hate stands of unhatred and of anti-fandoms.
Piece of trash, and some digs about her being.
Oh, this is the same fucker as before. Lindsay Ellis is saying, if you'd like to link them here, that would be cool. Good to see the more things change, etc. Actually, I take that back. Things are... Yeah, apparently, kids are tapping out of life over, like, harassment and difference of opinion. Which, insane.
Being a white woman, which is interesting because the.
Wait.
Mocking the death of a child, folks calling her a piece of trash, and some digs about.
Cute how middle-class white women with massive influence think it's fun to point and laugh at experts fighting to save children. What the fuck? Good. Hello, Jack of Slades. I am in spirit without the S. Since calling, QTI POC hysterical, raising the alarms about cults has always worked out so well. They will kill kids, Lindsay. Real kids. Dead. Don't make me get out the fucking garden hose, you freak. God damn it. At this rate, you should have your internet access revoked. Because this is the most, like, insane shit. Like, I've seen cults. Like, OP didn't even say anything inflammatory. All I heard was, I hate fandoms. And apparently, that means kids. Oh, he wants kids to tap out of life. Yeah, that's insane. Minors shouldn't even be in these
for being a white woman, which is
spaces.
interesting because the exact same
Am I wrong? How the fuck do I touch more grass than these fuckers? I am severely chronically online.
people were also harassing Princess. Like, I have screenshots, you look at the username, it's the same fucking people. Like, so many assumptions about these people's positions were being made on the basis of, in one case, a thread about how racism gets excused in fan spaces, and in the other case, a 3-word tweet. It was nuts. Fellow creator Dan Olson later made this tweet in response to the event, saying, "The internet is a great place. You can buy almost anything you want, you have access to more art than previously created in human history, and if you hurt the feelings of people who really hope 2 characters from a cartoon for tweens will smooch, they will accuse you of murder." Which, I mean, yeah, accurate. And Dan also got bombarded with tweets accusing him of supporting Gamergate, sending a
Wait. Hold on, I didn't read that.
And Dan also got bombarded with tweets accusing him of supporting
Yes, Gamergate is just a niche fandom thing. And it's so funny when people trying to enjoy their hobbies have to deal with harassment and death threats on the regular. Totally an ordinary situation that has never caused actual real-world problems. Fucking touch grass! God damn it!
Gamergate, sending a harassment
BreadTube. Sees shippers being harassed and threatened. BreadTube. Oh man, shippers are crazy lol, says the second harassment brigade. God damn it. What is wrong with people? I get that this is like 4 years old, but god damn.
brigade, despite the tweet not addressing any one specific person, saying cyber.
The internet is a great place. You can talk about and support your friends when they're harassed by internet randos, and at the same time make light of that situation just because the other targets are small creators, because cyberbullying is not real unless it happens to me. These fuckers straight up make me look like the world's most active jogger with 0 internet access. What is even happening? I don't know. I think this is the effects of the war on drugs being not effective.
Cyberbullying isn't real, like, multiple times.
Oh, yeah. It's also funny how these death threats are usually against a queer or BIPOC artist. Cyberbullying isn't real because you can go out and touch some grass, right? You should all shut up and take it because you think it's not real, right? Aren't you from the similar group of people that harassed like a person of color for highlighting how, like, there's racism in online communities? The fuck?
Apparently trivializing a whole fucking list of bad things here.
You just trivialize suicide, rape, abuse, racism, LGBTQIA phobia. That's homophobia, generally. CSA survivors, cyberbullying, and tons of other stuff I can think of off the top of my head because you don't understand how horrific phantom antis are in fandom spaces. Sorry, dude. But this earned a block. This gives this gives your birthstone as a cracker hook. Oh my god.
The deal. People also did the same thing to Big Joel, who tweeted in support of me and got the exact same response. How dare you joke about people
Y'all could refrain from joking about a discourse that killed a child. This is the first time Joel has joked about the situation. I give him the benefit of the doubt and explained it to him then. I want to know why he's still joking about it. Man, they should. Don't get me started about like idol culture because we're gonna be here for days. Like days upon days.
who murder children. Finally, YouTuber Sean made his take, which was literally just, haha, I don't understand this, and got some incredible replies equating him to people who were afraid of anti-fascists and saying
Wait, did I miss something?
the exact same response. How dare you joke about people who murder children? Finally, YouTuber Sean made his take, trivializing a whole thing, any one specific person, saying cyberbullying isn't real like multiple times, apparently, trivializing a whole fucking list.
Oh my god, I just saw the thumbnail right now. Oh fuck, hang on. When the Kentucky Fried Fuck is this thumbnail. Hang on, you know, I'm not even gonna bother. Hang on. Oh, this better pull up Yen's channel. Yen's live right now. I'm not clicking on the live yet. I am gonna like put the link in channel, but hang on. In the chat. We're just gonna zoom in a little bit. Wait, no, zoom out. Yeah, she's on another tab. I open. This is thumbnail. Where's Gordy's nose? Much. Oh, fuck. Gordy's nose is just missing. We're gonna be right back. I need to go real quick. Can't put on music because for some reason YouTube hates me. Okay, I'm back. Give me a second. Bruce, what's wrong? Aw, the kitties are just being so cute and meowing. Totally like they're not up to trouble. Gabby, are you up to trouble? Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, such a soft baby. Um, let's see. I don't think Courtney has a single good pause picture. What are you doing? My cats have decided that today is the day for their grand duel, where Mochi just loses miserably to Gabby. Because Gabby's bigger. I will stop cyberbullying by bullying people off my internet. Someone, somewhere, sometime. I high-key stopped listening to what? It's like each one gets worse. I high-key stopped listening to what Courtney had to say after the Saber Spark situation. I hope she gets the help she needs, but she needs to stay away from the internet, at least for the foreseeable future. Get help for 1 to 2 years, evaluate, and then come back and up put something more uplifting in the world. Yeah, because yeah, I can kind of see like why Courtney would be acting the way she does, and that's because like of what happened to her because of her sister. I do eventually want to like do a Courtney Peach stream, but I don't know. We'll see.
Of bad things here. You get the deal. People also did the same thing to Big Joel, who tweeted in support of me and got the exact same response. How dare you joke about people who murder children? Finally, YouTuber Sean made his take, which was literally just, haha, I don't understand this, and got
All I know about pro-shipping and anti-shipping is that if you are if you are capable of understanding any of it, you frighten me. Okay, that's kind of funny.
got some incredible replies equating him to people who were afraid of anti-fascists and saying it was his fault.
Wait, hang on.
I don't understand this, and got some incredible replies equating him to people who were afraid of anti-fascists.
You know what's funny? This guy is supposed to be a leftist, but he talks like a centrist. Some people are frightened by Antifa. Sean, for pretty much the same reason as you're frightened by antis and pro-shippers. Go outside! God damn it. All of you, outside, now. You're only allowed at the big kid table if you are willing to behave your... Yeah, but what her sister did is the reason why she shouldn't have even touched the Saber Spark situation. I'm not even disagreeing with you. Because, due to her not getting the proper mental health help, because, like, the shit she went through can be very, very traumatizing. Like, it fucks you up. Like, you can speak from experiences, but you shouldn't be like spearheading allegations of that sort, especially when that's also connected to the Black Earth and stuff, and et cetera, et cetera. You know what, I'm probably gonna make a Courtney Pete stream where we just talk about Courtney Pete, because there's just so much there that I want to talk about, including the Saber Spark stuff and the Black Griffin stuff, like tangentially in relation to it. But it's raining. uh I know it's raining. How about this? Since we're kind of finishing up the pro shipping today and yesterday, and we're gonna do a the price of flesh stream tomorrow, we'll do Courtney Pete next week. Not next week. Like after Thanksgiving week. Let's see. What day would that be? Yeah, next week would be like the beginning of December. So how about that? Does that sound good?
Fascists and saying it was his fault.
Dismissive tweets from people with massive followings like this is the reason why we get laughed at for complaining over receiving death threats and wishes. Ugh. So much stupidity.
That people mocked the existence of death threats. And then there's the way people talked about me, and it's a lot. Let me once again state that if you disagree with my positions here, or you think I came off poorly in this entire exchange,
Happy
I can certainly understand
Chrysler,
that I'm not
everybody.
always right about everything. And while I do stand by my positions here, I wouldn't blame anyone for feeling differently about the pro shipper pin or the ethics of posting a child dunking or whatever. But the responses I got were an absolutely insane barrage of harassment and false information about me, some of which is still being spread around. Even if you think everything I said was completely in the wrong, it certainly doesn't justify what happened next. Here's an abridged list of some of the things I was being accused of solely on the basis of the tweets of mine you saw a few minutes ago. To start, I was accused
We're gonna probably end like somewhere in the this video. And I'm going to put the link to Yen's live stream in chat, because that is the only way I can properly rate anybody on this platform. Because apparently they like changed up the requirements. I don't know why. How about wake up tomorrow? Cause we can fix her. Yeah, we're gonna be doing more Celia, more Derek, more Mason. But we're gonna do at least 5 different endings. That way we're able to like divide and conquer a lot of the routes and unlock the super secret 4th thing. I'm gonna be for real, if I ever see anybody wearing a pro shipper pin IRL, I am turning 180 degrees and walking the opposite direction. Oh, no, for real. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Let me unpause the video! Sarah! Sarah!
accused of saying it's okay to cyberbully.
You say I'm assuming the worst of you, and yet you haven't explained to me why Sarah said cyberbullying was okay. She did. And why you're defending her. You are. So what conclusion am I supposed to make?
People saying that kids
I can't make this about race and privilege because of this woman. Because this woman is white and it shows. Sue me. She can't come up with an argument that isn't don't be gross and maybe kids will harass you. The motherfuckers are telling people to kill themselves. That's literally illegal.
Won't harass you if you aren't gross, spearheading a
Well, she's starting a crusade against pro-shipper, saying that online harassment isn't a real thing, isn't a thing, and teens can't be harmful. But we all know that's not true, lol. She's ignorant on this matter. I don't know why she keeps tweeting about it.
crusade against pro-shippers, being an anti-Raylo.
Knowing Sarah Z is a fan cop from her anti-Raylo days on Tumblr, I doubt. I wish Lindsay, Dan, and others who got caught up in her shit show see the light from our side and make a statement.
Fan cop, whatever that is, trying to get a disabled assault survivor to lose their job.
Is it safe to say Sarah supports getting disabled people fired when she blocks you for replying to someone lying about it? Hang on. Bro, kids died because your way of saying it's weird is actually baiting. It's weird would not lead to a 15-year-old leaving the census, get a rape victim fired from her job, or protect apparent adults from flirting with minors.
Supporting people who did that, and also people who want to kill Hannibal show.
I'm glad it can help people feel less alone when people with influence start talking shit about groups they know nothing about. It's fucked. It's fucked any of this is necessary. I think siding with people who want Brian Fuller to die should be bad, but maybe that's too online for me. To quote Aries in chat, go outside, I repeat. These fucks are sentenced to 3 hours in their local nature reserve with no Wi-Fi. As they should.
Runner Brian Fuller, being a straight woman.
Yep, it's a shame. Then again, IIRC, I don't know what that means. She's not queer or disabled or mentally ill, so of course she could not relate to vulnerable people in our community being victims of abuse. It'd be disappointing, but what do I expect from straight white lib femmes?
Having never struggled with mental illness.
If I remember correctly. Okay, thank you. I'll be straight. This is CeraVe. This CeraVe stuff is
people who want to kill Hannibal showrunner Brian Fuller, being a straight woman, having never
is proof that you just can't trust can't fucking trust neurotypicals. And then I can't read the rest of this.
struggled with mental illness, gaslighting people, writing a
Oh god, I'm trying to keep up. But yeah, we're expendable, and if gaslighting us is what the
defamatory article
fuck?
on Supernatural comparing Supernatural fans to conspiracy bros, I guess. Only participating in fandom so I can mock people, having never
I
been the
can't
victim of a
keep up
massive
with all of
campaign,
this.
lying about receiving death threats, and these are just the funny ones. I was also accused of, and we're going to get heavy here, making fun of a 16-year-old for being super. Side note, I have no idea who this supposed 16-year-old is or where this came from, like, at all. Supporting the death of a child, mocking the death of a child, pushing people to harm themselves, supporting Holocaust deniers, and perhaps most egregiously, belonging to a sex cult that assaults and murders children.
Wait. What's that last part?
Deniers, and perhaps most egregiously, belonging to
Anti-shippers are a sex cult which targets children. They've killed people, reducing their rape and murder, and abuse to kids fighting online is distasteful. Opposing a cult that sexually abuses and kills queer youth. Very tasteful, actually. I sentence this person in particular to eternity. No internet. No fandom. Like, the fuck?
to a sex cult that assaults and murders children. No, I am not joking. This was an actual accusation that got spread about me by a real person. Like, I'm intentionally playing
It's
up
also
how
the
ridiculous
same
and absurd this all
person who attacked, like, who went after, like, the person princess. For just saying that that there's racism in online communities. Up my prior sentencing from 3 hours to 6 hours with a picnic basket full with healthy food.
was, but I would like everyone to just stop and consider what it might feel like to have someone make that accusation about you on a public platform. Not only that, but on top of being subject to a ton of verbal abuse, being called a horrible and disgusting person and the like, I also experienced stuff like, at one point I posted that I was going on a walk and took a picture of the trail, and someone responded telling me they now knew where I lived.
Whoa, it's really nice out. It's just a beautiful picture of, like, the forest. And I see this. Great. I know exactly where this is. This has ruined my day. Wait, what's cherry dolphin? I'm kind of scared. I just noticed the cherry dolphin 18 plus sign rainbow meat. Give me a second. Cherries and dolphins. Is there an emoji combo with cherries and dolphins? I have, like, pro ship emoji combos. Like, there's a list of it on my phone. Is there any of it with, like, a dolphin? Yeah, that's a dolphin. And I'm gonna have to look this up separately. Cherry dolphin. Ship emoji combo. Kind of scared. Let's see. Not gonna be able to see chat for a minute. Cherry dolphin. Search. Oh, that's just not found. Search for emojis. We searched our database for all the emoji combos related to Cherry Dolphin. Here are some most relevant ones. Yeah, what is it? Uh, let's see. Okay, I can tell you what they're not. Uh, let's see. This is kind of hard to find. Search. I don't think it is anything. I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Which is just sad. Random thing, these fuck shit discourses made me write my own D&I list. It is such a pain in the ass. You know what? I'm thinking about like using like a couple of the pro ship emoji combos just to fuck with people. Like just to fuck with people. Cause I think that would be funny. And this type of discourse is still going on, sadly. And I got like a few. Oh, in my friend. Ooh. Oh, fuck. Do I say this? I probably shouldn't. Holy shit. I'll be damned. Oh! This person. I don't think I can, like, say this publicly. Fuck. I'll probably share this in, like, my server. I don't think I can say it on here. Yeah, I definitely don't think I can say it on here. You're evil. That's why I watch your streams when I catch them. I like the hang on. Let me see if I can pull it up on here. Here to curse me with the knowledge via blue sky. Oh, it's like nothing like really big. It just. Oh, oh! I need to itch my hand. Micro labels. Pro ship terms plus emoji combo. Somebody went out of their way to make this. Let's see. Neurodivergent pro shipper. By the way, this emoji combo is just horrific. A mentally ill pro shipper, furry pro shipper, lesbian pro shipper, sapphic pro shipper, gay pro shipper, a Killian pro shipper, POC Kodokan, trauma coping profic, agender BIPOC pro ship, black com ship, system com ship. You know what? Oh, what is this? Is this a bottle of lotion in a pen? NSFW shipper, hypersexual pro shipper, non-traumatized com shipper, pearl com shipper, Therian and other kin pro shipper, anti-recovery, ED pro shipper, dogkin, lolicon, shotokan, doncon. Oh no, there's more food. What the fuck? Kid X Kid, Teen X Teen, Teen X Kid, Kid X Adult, Teen X Adult, Adult ex-adult age gap. Oh, what in the world? Yandere ship. Ship at least one character with which at least one character is a yandere. Half of these aren't even like bad. Like some of these aren't even bad. Like the yandere ship. The like some of these aren't bad. I thought I was severely chronically online. Okay, this is just borderline just. Okay, back to the main ship. We're kind of forgetting that the video exists. Pro terms. Pro ship. Pro fiction. Con ship. Self ship. Dove ship. Dark ship. Dark fic. Ex anti. Anti DNI. Anti anti. Dead dove do not eat. Multi-ship, Yume ship, light ship, peace fic, neutral ship. I think I'm one of these. Usually grouped in with pro shippers by antis due to lack of stance on discourse. Onion ship. I didn't even know this was a thing. Not a label people use on themselves, label put on by others. Rare pair, crack ship, anti-ship, fan cop, fan police. A lot of this is terminally fucking online. God damn it. What the fuck? Back to the video.
A popular tweet from a pro shipper account suggested that if I were to make a video about this subject, they should all mass report it and get it taken down. Those were the same pro shippers who talked about how antis are bad because they're always trying to get people fired and harm their jobs during a panini. That tweet also said that I gave real female
The depressing thing is, Sarah Z most likely will make a video about the Hannibal fandom, opening up the creator and fandom to even more homophobic harassment. She's even proven, she's proven she's very much okay with that happening as long as she, her followers, and friends get in some dunks. I will gladly report her shitty videos if she does it. She sounds like trash and hides behind the geeking gaming culture online, social media, giving real female geeks and gamers a bad name.
geeks and gamers a bad name, which is just Very interesting. Just a group of people vowing to try and sabotage a woman's career while justifying it by saying she's a fake gamer. It's cool. Doesn't remind me of anything. There was a whole bunch of shit like that. This was at its height, thousands upon thousands of people making, liking, and sharing these tweets, many of whom, as far as I can tell, still spread a lot of this stuff around to this day. People were making podcast episodes about me. I had a colleague say he didn't want to work with me at that point because he was scared of the backlash around being associated with me. Like, it was a lot. I'm going to put the original thing.
The forecast, plenty of sunshine through it today. We should reach our normal high of cloudy and windy today with gusts up to 40 miles. Showers and thunderstorms today with strong southwesterly wind.
The Tea Bag. Shop now at CoachOutlet.com.
I got you right fast.
I did good today. Every day, like
I'm going to put the original things I said back up on the screen so you can compare the scale of what was actually said to the absolutely unhinged scale of horrific actions and opinions that were assigned to me over the course of that week. The common thread with all of this is that you had folks generating a massive list of supposed positions from a single tweet, and their replies thus weren't actually responses to me or my friends' tweets, they were responses to this imagined list of positions these people had ascribed to my friends. That's how you get, I think child death is hilarious from I hate fandom. This is a phenomenon that's not unique to this specific controversy, but is pretty common across social media and especially platforms like Twitter. We treat the individuals we argue with not as complex and unique in their views, but as proxies for sets of beliefs we ascribe to them, usually based on one or two things we know about them. We just interact with too many people every day now to parse their beliefs as unique wholes, and websites like Twitter are perfectly designed to engender this kind of
Sky Daddy is dead. We killed him. I thought it was. Hi, gang, what's up? Oh, damn, bro, what the fuck? Oh. You know what? You know what? I know I said I wasn't gonna, like, talk about this one thing I've just been shared, but fuck it, I've already talked about this person on my channel multiple times. Perfect description. I'm just gonna say it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Wanna hear something? Hang on. Let's, open link in a new tab and, open link. This has, like, been shared with me. Come on. Okay, one thing's loading. Hopefully the other thing loads. I'm personally saying fuck it. Because, like, a friend just shared this with me and also made a copy of this. Who remembers the little freak out I had because someone named 1-800 Bunny, or just going by Bunny or Sugary Switchblade, wanted to talk about my stalker and painted my stalker out to be a minor. Show of hands in chat, who remembers that? I better not have lost connectivity. Is this sonic phobia? No, this is not sonic phobia. It better be who I think it is. Me. This is called the Fluffy Sugars Archive. But before we looked at the pinned tweet... Oh yeah, I remember... Oh god, no! I do not condone harassment. Don't harass this person. Archive of Fluffy Sugar's actions. It's 27 years old. Its pronouns, aka Kirby, Buttons, Eden, Lopsy, Angel. I thought I sat through the 1-800 Dust Bunny. I thought it was over. Fuck my holes! This is just like something new that everyone can just like follow along. Sugar Lopsy Buttons has been proven to be a predator, compulsive liar, scammer, and stalker, attacking and manipulating adults and minors alike. This account is an archive of every thread and or video made on it. It is known to twist the story. Educate yourself before believing its words. What the fuck? They took my name. Not currently. This is like an old alias. This person goes by Vox's Little Bit on social media now. This gives Isaac Bloom's saga all over again. Fuck. Sorry. Okay, I'm just replying to the friend after I pointed out like someone you'll like see here. But this is like an archive of it. Someone made a copy of the archive copy because we can't be like not safe enough. Okay, other names or usernames that people may know this person as are as follows: Vox's Little Bit, Vox's Little Bit _ch, Fox's Little Bit .fun, TikTok and YouTube. Fluffy Sugar's old Twitter account. Sorry, I had to spritz the cat. Shout him installed on Twitter previously, stolen on other sites, Sugary Deceit, Tumblr. And a lot of these are just like categorizations. If you want to follow like that kind of stuff, I would recommend just following this account and checking in at least once a day. But I want to point out this fucker, Cherry Bomb City. For those who don't know who Cherry Bomb City is, Cherry Bomb City is one of Vox's former friends who stuck with Vox after it came out that Vox dated a 17-year-old and talked about kinks and stuff with this 17-year-old. The only reason this person stopped being friends with Vox is because Vox was racist towards them. Oh Lord, it's everywhere. A thread of Sugar being ableist, especially towards cluster B personality disorders. A thread. Sugar has already. Vox is Bunny, so we're clear. No, Vox isn't Bunny. Vox is actually my stalker, who Bunny decided to dredge up and say was like a a teenager, a minor, gave that info to Isaac, and Isaac, on his big-ass platform, decided it was a good idea to share that interpretation. Let's see. Implying that I need everyone saying that it's NPV. Oh my fucking god. What the fucking shitballs? If God isn't dead, he's crying. Oh, that's not even the funny part. The funny part is that Isaac used to be awful friendly towards Sugar's ex, or Vox's ex, sorry. Before I get accused of fucking dead naming. Yeah, I hope no one went to this, like, crazy fucker. And I do plan on, like, contacting this archive account on my own time, just to share what I have. Because I'm not kidding when I say, oh wait, great, checking back into no, it just tangentially related to Hotel California. I do have, like, an audio clip of, Vox admitting to its now former therapist that, it was involved in master pet theme play with a 17-year-old minor. Again, don't be a dick to people. Don't go out of your way to go after Sugar or Vox's little bit. Don't go out of your way to go after Cherry Bomb City. They're both fucking dipshits. Oh, what the fuck? Yeah. Sugar lying about being mixed POC/native. I don't get why people lie about, like, coming from a native heritage. Welcome to Hotel California. It's a shitty place. It's a shitty place. Going after someone named Sprinkle. Come on, load. Thank you. Oh. Sugar in general interested 2 hours ago. Percent Sprinkle talking a bit its own has been OC. Yeah, we're so fucking back. I love my boyfriend and I'm proud and gay for my Voxy. I took psychic damage. Oh no. There's so much more. What do you mean there's an in on Master Pro stock? Oh fuck. I can't find this person's TikTok, but I'm pretty sure this person is just, like, checking my TikTok. For real. I love how this went from, like, pro-shipping to, this, whatever this is. By the way, using the Islam symbol for paganism. What the fuck? Told you can never leave. What is this? The Islam symbol for paganism is actually weird as fuck. It's not aesthetic enough to use the crescent moon or star, my guy. Sugar, it's 27 pagan and it's just fucking Islam side. Local bunny. Engaged to arcane system. 32625 Lupus Warrior. Oh my fucking god. If you want to see the king of terminally online, I think you found him. But what the fuck is this? I'm kind of scared. Alternate accounts have been made to endlessly harass Sugar. We have to do what is best. This is not them being right. This is them destroying someone who's already suffered from them. Prior posts have more information. An angel lost its wings and again nearly its life. Is this referencing the fucking lung collapse arc? For those who don't know, Sugar and I, around the time we stopped being friends, and when I'm like disavowing Sugar actively because I found out that it was a lolly show, they turned around on social media. It turned around on social media. Apparently, you have to be politically correct when a stalker was literally said the most heinous shit to me. I can't fucking use he, him pronouns in regards to this fucker, because then I'm gonna be accused of transphobia. When, I'm sorry, if you sexualize my trauma, I don't want to give a damn about your, fucking pronouns. Because you're subhuman to me. I'm so tired, bro. Why are all these people babies when they say they don't like them? Like, agreed. And I made my post to, like, inform people publicly, hey, this is why I personally don't want anything to do with this person. Sugar turned around, pretended to be someone who's like monitoring the account, like, moderating the account, named Bug. And Bug, quote unquote, because pretty sure it's Sugar, just using emojis and lying out their ass, would go on to say Sugar's lung collapsed because of the harassment. When that's not how a collapsed lung even happens. No. It's usually due to nicotine abuse. And nicotine abuse, what it does is it, like, slowly gets to that point. Hang on. Pull up the next screenshot. Sugar's loved ones are concerned for its health. It almost relapsed due to the onslaught, its abuse, its assault, and it being mixed indigenous and calling it white and cultures due to pale skin. Has been target of harassment and abuse, even in direct messages just yesterday. Collapsed lungs usually happen due to physical trauma and or fluid buildup in the lungs. What the fuck? Gloves off. I'm not using its pronouns correctly anymore. Fuck it. I don't care. Fuck all of it. He's paler than freshly fallen snow. Who claimed to be Creole, mixed Creole. Huh, that's kind of familiar if you're a fan of Hazbin Hotel and know anything about Alistair, who is mixed race Creole. And now, this fucker is trying to claim he's half indigenous. Okay, I'm going to say this. I am 1/8 indigenous. 1/8, right? If you find out you're like any ounce of indigenous, that's great for you. I don't have the privilege of reconnecting with my great-great-grandmother's or my great-grandmother's heritage, like where my great-grandmother came from. But I know I'm 1/8 because my mother is 1/4, and my grandfather is half. That's just how math works. I'm not gonna like. And the reason why this dense fucker is claiming to be half native is because this person is actively partaking in closed practices. What a closed practice is something that's like cut off for a reason. Voodoo, hoodoo, indigenous magic. And when I say indigenous magic, it's magic practice like with native folks, like Native American folks. Whine, bitch, and moan that people are harassing it when people are just warning about them. Yeah, that constitutes harassment to it. Even though I'm 1/8 native, I ain't touching that. Because while it is within my right to technically do it, I don't have the invitation for it. So I'm respecting like what my ancestors would have wanted, and I'm staying the fuck away from it. Because that shit can be powerful. Like, powerful. Like, there's certain magic you can't do. Because it's rooted within voodoo, hoodoo, and other closed religions. Shintoism is a closed religion, too. But that's due to, like, geography-wise. Because you have to be in Japan to properly practice Shintoism. Otherwise, you need, like, one of those micro Shinto shrines that cost, like, a fuck ton of money. But I digress. It's not leaving because people want it to, or because they're right. It's because it's hurting, and the lupus in our body? This is how I know Sugar wrote this. And our body puts us at risk when they do these things. Then why don't you log the fuck off? Like, medically, you have a reason to go offline. Why aren't you going offline? Because lupus, for those who don't know, it's a fucking condition that, like, a real thing. It's not like, systemic hypoplasia. Like, it's not that kind of, like, fake claiming. I won't comment more, but I felt Sugar deserves someone in our system. It's one of its fucking headmates. I'm just gonna say it. I don't think Sugar actually has headmates. I think Sugar is just... Because here's the thing. Sugar has once claimed to have schizophrenia. And schizophrenia, for those who don't know, is when your reality isn't, like, correct. I'm not citing the source right now. I'm just going off what I know off the top of my head. Sorry if I'm getting stuff wrong in regards to schizophrenia. But when it's pointed out, hey, your schizophrenia could be the reason why you think you have headmates, because a lot of people who have schizophrenia tend to have auditory hallucinations, visual hallucinations, to the point they are like convinced that their hallucinations are real, and Sugar just shuts down, saying, no, my headmates are valid. It's not the schizophrenia. When you can't really rule out schizophrenia in a lot of these instances. I'm gonna have to get some more water after this. Telling people goodbye proper, and an explanation. Abuse is still abuse. The misgendering, racism, targeting weak points such as loss and grief. That's in reference to, like, the brother that it keeps trying to use as, like, a scapegoat. Or the death of its cat. Targeting its art. Your art is shit. Telling someone with BPD it has no personality and destroying it from the inside is not justifiable. Personal details will be kept minimal. And this is the final post before I delete this app. Remember, when you look at a screen and see someone no longer active, what suffering they had to endure for that. That's something you can have a chill down your spine about this Hallows Eve holiday. Fare thee well. In case this first slide doesn't work. Greetings, I am Milk. Log off and check yourself into a proper, like, hi, Mr. Gamer. I just got updated about, like, someone from my past. You know, the totally valid skeletons in my closet, according to a certain pro shipper and paraphiliac. I am the only one. I am not reading the rest of that. Oh, that is just insanity. What is this? By the way, ages ago, Sugar got angry being called the horse in reference to Peter the horse, saying it was dehumanizing. Oh, fucking hell. I don't know why this person is reposting Cereza. What is this? I am not looking at that. Da-do-do-do. Oh god, Sugar yaps. Sugar on straw page. Are you done yet? Keep acting like the poor victim. Tacky on his projection on Sugar's part. Oh, that's Oh, what the fuck? Oh no. Sprinkles in the hair? Also, didn't he use the sprinkles prior? Hang the fuck on, bitch! Who's stealing? um. But I'm probably gonna DM this person later. I really hope it isn't like, is that Cookie Run? Yes, Sugar is part of the Cookie Run Kingdom community. You know, that one community full of minors. We're gonna get back to this video, that at least until like the sock stuff. Will I DM this person? Come on.
Arguing and harassment. This is a phenomenon that journalist Zishan Aleem described as disinterpretation in a really excellent thread. It's a long thread to read in its entirety, so I've shortened it a bit to read out loud, but I will link to it in the description. Aleem writes,
every post is seen as a proxy for some broader orientation which must be sorted into the bin of good/bad. The text itself is often largely irrelevant. Remarkably, this filtration process is so intense that people want to sort out any given comment into one of these bins before they've even fully interpreted them. There's an almost algorithmic quality to the way that the scanning and sorting process works, which would explain how people come to conclusions that often don't make much sense outside of the function of identifying irregularities in the discourse.
And in my opinion, that's exactly what's happening here. A few tweets condemning the ridiculousness of the entire situation are immediately sorted into the bin of, well, that's an anti-opinion to have, and are therefore equated with the worst of the anti-category. If you say you think a pro-shipper pin is in poor taste, or you think accusing someone of murder for saying that is absurd, you are on the side of the murderers and are thus essentially supporting murder. And of course, some of this also factors into our tendency to overstate harm. Just saying something is kind of mean or kind of tacky or kind of shitty doesn't necessarily generate the same buzz or mass condemnation that you might want, which can incentivize people to go for the most dramatic language possible when talking about someone's actions in order to guarantee that they'll be heard. In some ways, it's actually very similar to mass outrage against specific pieces of media. Saying you don't like a ship or a TV show or that you think it's in poor taste is just a lot less provocative than saying that, I don't know, that kind of dorky gay dating simulator where everyone is a dad is homophobic for having a scrapped cult ending hidden in the files. In any case, these tweets eventually grew in so much scale and
Build a website you love with Wix. For your words, create your brand, your opportunity, your breakthrough. Feeling a vibe? Run with it. From can't look away to gotta have it. Make every detail yours. Bring out what's hot. Remove what's not.
What the fuck? No. That is not what I wanted. Oh, look, there's me. Uh, there's the one from yesterday. Let's see, hopefully we don't have to rewind.
User makes a comment saying they wished more stories explored dark themes with nuance.
Oh my god, we are not, like, redoing it. Let me check what you guys are saying real quick. Chat's catching up on my end. One of the uploaders is a baddie. No skip, first Falgene. What? What is this? Can we just get away from Sonic? First Falgi, then Yin, and now you. What's Sonic? No escape, never escape. OMG, one of the uploaders is a baddie. What the fuck? It existing is homophobic, and then bruh, they don't even want to add in. What? I was just fucking wrapping up this wallpaper for my tablet, and I heard some wild shit. A Sonic ad? Like, it better be the restaurant. It better be the restaurant. No more Sonic. It was a race game. Cross worlds racing up here. No! hang on, I can't share my screen for a bit. You'll understand in a minute. We're gonna be ending here in a minute. But tomorrow will be Teepoff or the Price of Flesh stream. So look out for that. Oh wow, this is just not sending correctly. God damn it. There's a weekly recap. Uh, Are you gonna do Picardo or here? Ew, T-pop. Shh. Emergency Mark returns. If I'm doing a Picardo stream, I'm gonna do art. Because I want to at least beat the game on YouTube a little bit before playing the uncensored version. If that's okay. I hope that's okay with y'all. But I think there will be like a Picardo stream next week at some point because I need to get some art done badly. And I want to listen to music while I do it. But YouTube has this thing where you can't really listen to the music that you use. So, Picardo. Why is it saying I'm disconnected? He sounds good. Well, it's connecting me. I gotta. Not. No. Where is it? No, that's custom files. Oh, it's just not doing it. Send. Please don't play the audio. Please don't play the audio. I think I am going to at least. Why the fuck are you offline on stream? I don't know. My browser just fucking hates me. Okay, the thing I can't share is a unlisted YouTube link. At least I can't share it yet. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to have to explain it the best way I can. And yes, this is a, like, sugar thing. I need to, pull this up. The reason why I can't share it is because, sugar is, like, notorious for filing false DMCA copyright strikes. And I need to, and what it famously did is, hang on. Oh my god! You gotta be shitting me. You gotta be fucking shitting me. Hang on. There's no fucking way. Hang on. This fucker's live. Hang on, let's see what it's doing. Let's see what it's doing. It says working on OC. It's probably gonna fucking copyright strike me. But why not? I'm bored. Oh, bruh. Oh, god. Oh my god, you are not seriously fucking. Oh, this little shit. I'm walking away. I'm not getting him. Yeah, run. Okay. We're not gonna type in chat. I'm gonna play Ukeman. Sure. Oh, that just made me feel better. Oh fuck, copyright. Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of fuck on this, but here's this abomination. And now we leave. Because there's like better things to do. Since we're just chatting, I'm gonna like get some jellyfish. And it's okay, I can just like mute the segment where it's like playing. I hope I hope I can just like easily resolve it. Uh, jellyfish. I'm gonna put on some jellyfish. You know what? Let's go with this one. No, mute. Some nice. I love that critic crashed while I was testing my wallpaper. Thanks. Probably after this stream, I'm gonna fire up. Play some music too, dog. I can't because of the ads. What I am going to do is I'm going to do some art on Picardo after this. And for those who like don't want to like watch me draw on Picardo, I'm going to send y'all over to Yen. But we're gonna like ease into the end stream by relaxing to some pretty jellyfish. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Jellyfish. Jellyfish. Jellyfish are like awesome. Okay, we're gonna ease out of this by watching some jellyfish. And for those who are not gonna join me, I'm scared. What? I'm scared. What are you drawing on Picardo? Skull Bunny! And evil things. Here's the link to Yen's chat. I'm gonna type in the raid message. Raid message. You know what? Here's your raid message. I need to open Picardo now. Okay, for everyone raiding into Yen via the link I put in this chat, I've put the raid message, and the raid message is Whispraid. Gray says hi. But here on YouTube, I will be ending stream. And in its place, over on Picardo, I'm going to be drawing some Skull Bunny art, and I'll explain what Skull Bunny is. But for now, for everyone staying on YouTube, goodbye. Send love Yen's way. Memoirs. For those coming with me over to Picardo, I'll see you there. I'm gonna get some water and stuff first.